I love you, I love you, I love you until I.
What's up, guys? This is 1420 Music. Today we're going to be talking about the whole Donda versus Certified Lover Boy debate. And honestly, the validity of the whole thing. So, because starting out, all right, like, as you guys may have known by now, Kanye West has dropped his 10th studio album, Donda, on like August 29th or something, right on a Sunday. Surprise drop. Everyone was hyped. Big whole rollout going on with
He said he didn't even want to drop it.
He said that Universal dropped his album without permission. But it still dropped, and it still did numbers, still got a lot of love. And then that following week, Drake posted the pregnant woman, indicating his new album, Certified Lover Boy, which was in talks for a while. We were supposed to get it last summer. We were supposed to get both albums last summer, 2020.
And we didn't.
But now we got them now. And
What are you listening to more of right now?
Okay.
Like songs.
You know what? I'm actually going to be 100% honest, right? I've been listening to Certified Lover Boy probably more frequently, right? Now this is on. There's parts to it. Number one, I feel like I had to listen to that album more just to make sure my bias wasn't strongly towards Donda. I feel like I had to digest it a bit more, because with Donda, I feel like we got kind of bits and pieces. Like, people have been listening to Donda, way longer. You know what I mean? Even before the album dropped, I feel like we all got a good taste of it, and I was really just waiting for the whole thing to drop. And with being at Soldier Field and all that, gave that more of an experience. I felt like I kind of listened to the album, and we listened to the full thing. So I was like, all right, that was an experience of its own. That already put like a huge good impression and meaning to Donda. Whereas Certified Lover Boy, I'm like, bro, that put me to sleep first listen.
ASMR album.
Like, when Academics fell asleep, that was actually me though. But in like the first half, I was like, bro, what? But I couldn't like stay with that mindset, so I just had to listen to it more. And I feel like, Drake definitely has some more casual listens on that album, more than like Donda does. And I don't want to necessarily treat Donda as a casual listen, So
I don't think it's a casual listen.
No,
it's definitely like a. I don't know. But when I was first playing it though, I was like, okay, it's just repeating. Like, I'm just throwing Donda on.
Yeah.
And when I first listened to the Drake shits, I was like, come on, Drake.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
come on, Drake. I know you're better than that.
Dude.
But the thing is, I listened to the Drake album more, and I put it on. I listened to it through headphones. I listened to it through car speakers. I listened to it through normal speakers.
Mm-hmm.
And the more I'm listening to it, I'm like, you know what? It's pretty fucking groovy.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
I feel like those re-listens were kind of a little necessary to make sure that you just weren't like listening to it once and were just kind of turned off. It's like, because you didn't do that great. Because there's definitely some songs in there that like you listen to more and you're like, okay, yeah, I fuck with this. And it's like, all right, Drake, good job.
Yeah.
There are definitely those points on Certified Lover Boy. I'm like, Drake, yeah. And honestly, those highs where it's like, man, I've been just kind of waiting for some Drake music to actually like stand out, and it's been a while. I feel like Scorpion. There's probably 4 songs out of that.
Way better than Scorpion.
It's
I'm gonna say that.
Straight up.
I'm not even gonna lie with that. I think it's way better than Scorpion. At least like I'm listening to it and I don't feel like, oh wow, I'm listening to Drake.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, I still feel like, damn, I'm listening to Drake, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's also like, I'm like, oh, like I wouldn't much. But the thing is, like, I am listening to Drake, so it is what it is.
I'll say that him dropping again like definitely sparked my interest in Drake once again, where it made me go back to his older stuff, such as If You're Reading This Is Too Late, which is honestly probably top 3 in my opinion. Arguably his last good album. I'll say arguably his last good mixtape project, because you go back to that and off the bat, you're just hit with these powerful Drake songs, hit after hit after hit. Not hit as in like popular, like everyone like, but they're just so good.
Yeah.
Whereas then Certified Lover Boy took me a little bit to actually appreciate some of the songs.
It took me a grip, bro. It took me
Champagne
a minute.
Poetry, like I fuck with now because I feel like I gave it enough listens and I've kind of gotten back in that Drake mode. It's like, okay, this is another kind of Drake diary, nice groovy, samples in the back.
Yeah.
It's like kind of okay, we're back in the Drake mode, right?
We're back in the Drake mode.
But it's just, and this kind of goes into the next point, whereas in like the album was kind of just another Drake project, kind of just his voice and more beats, more than like we didn't get anything necessarily new from that album, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that.
There's no really new stories. There's no the only updates we really got from him was current Kanye beef and like his kid. We got a couple bars about his kid and kind of the same, I don't trust nobody. I don't have can't trust these women kind of mood again. And it's like we've already kind of heard that already, where I think the album did good in, giving you some songs to listen to from Drake, some songs that you can throw on, some casual listens. But shit, I don't really think this will last that long in that end because his energy isn't there anymore.
It's
bro.
not.
He's like a zombie. And there's
But
a lot
like
of,
Kanye's is. Kanye has the energy still.
at least Kanye elevated his sound a bit more, right? Because like at this point, Drake is kind of just, he's spitting. He's such a zombie on the track. A lot of songs on the album feel like songs featuring Drake, not even Drake songs. Way Too Sexy. I'm like, Drake is just in there. He had nothing to do with this. This is like Future's song, if anything. That I was very disappointed with his verse on In the Bible. So boring. Durk and Giveon carried it, but like Drake is so, you know what I mean?
Did you like Durk's verse on that song?
I fucked with it. I thought he was like okay. It wasn't amazing, but it's like the bar was set so low, whereas the Durk verse actually was okay. All right, kind of catches you back in the groove, but
It was like second, third song.
yeah, it's like the third or fourth, something like that. I don't know.
It's early.
It just really didn't. Girls Like Girls also is.
What he said, I know. When he came in, I was like, wow, he's serenading. But that's the whole thing. Like, it felt like a serenade album.
In a way, but like as a whole album, did it though?
No,
That's the thing.
Not at
it
all.
didn't really have it didn't have a consistent theme. It was just more of a. What sucks about it too is he was really building up towards the release of this album, where he started doing those like reimagining pics of his old albums, to Take Care and then Nothing Was the Same pics. I don't know, you throw it up, I'll throw them, boom boom, But he didn't fucking have much of that in the album where it made sense to why he did that stuff. Because I thought, oh man, he's really gonna bring back some of those styles, which he did, sort of. But for the majority of it, not really. 40 was back on a couple of tracks. Shouts out 40. Always when he's on the track producing, some real Drake. That's like what made Drake in a way.
Yeah.
I didn't see that much on this, bro.
It was disappointing.
It was
I'm not gonna lie.
disappointing,
It was
yeah.
pretty
And it's just the fact that we had to keep listening to it is, well, I had to keep listening to it just because the bar was kind of, I had to like put myself down a bit to actually get the groove of some of it.
You had to try.
You had to try. I really did.
Yeah.
I listened to it 10 times. I had to try, and I still like the songs I like. I still don't like the songs I don't like. And it's just like, man.
You brought a good point up today about how, even though this is the CLB versus Donda talk, you brought a good point where it's like, I don't know how you phrase it, but you said it was like, just because he dropped it right after Donda, like that's the only reason it's being compared at that level.
Exactly. And it's like, well, no, it's really the hype around it. It's kind of, in a way, remember when Astroworld dropped? It was a big, like, everyone either loved it or everyone hated it now. And I feel like by now, you look at it and you're like, okay,
It damn near iconic.
like yeah, right.
Yeah.
But with this album, it's like the reason. If he dropped this at any other time, like in summer, without much going around, without the Kanye beef going as strong as it was, like people would have probably just been like, okay. A big part of what helped him get a bunch of streams is because, you know, Donda dropped, and I bet you a lot of those people who were just upset with fucking Donda and just wanted to get on the Drake hype because it was so like, oh shit, yo, everyone get Drake.
Yeah.
Everyone ate it up so fast. Everyone wanted to get on that fucking debate in a way where there are a lot of people who are only like CLB is over Donda's just because they weren't they didn't think Donda was as fucking amazing as they like hoped it would have been.
But at least Donda, like you can see the progression. Like Donda A had a theme, like where it's like it was really spiritual, and it was like it damn near deals with like mental health, and like it kind of had like
he had his spiritual themes. He had you know, a lot of that coherent style throughout the album, where it's like it kind of made sense why he would speak about this, why he had this kind of style and that, you know.
Yeah.
So so I give you that.
But like,
where was Drake in that end? Where did Drake have that any of those themes?
Drake
where
went,
it actually mattered and it like made sense why he's saying it.
Literally.
You know, he just kept speaking the same shit.
Drake went in the studio. Kanye lived there. Like at the end of the day, Kanye genuinely tried, and that's how it's like. He was saying like you have to try to listen to the Drake album to like genuinely be like, okay, like I like these songs.
Yep.
But Donda, like you put on Donda, you can put on that full fucking album, and it's similar, like the structure of it all. So like not structure, but just like the theme is similar. But it's completely different music where you can just put it on the background and it's every song is gonna be good and you're gonna like enjoy like just having it on. The Drake shit, you're gonna have it on and then you're gonna be unconscious.
Pretty much, it's just gonna be playing in the background.
Literally.
That's why I had to keep listening to it because I kept zoning out. Whereas at least you know, we saw, or at least we listened to and saw the August 5th performance with all of us together. We were all fucking crazy. We were all in, you know. Mm-hmm. Each song was hitting, each part was hitting. It was an experience, you know.
For real.
Then we went to Soldier Field. It was a fucking experience, right? It's like Drake couldn't have done what Kanye did, as in have a whole rollout in that way, have all this hype built up behind it, right? And then dropped an album that not only elevated his sound, he brought the best out of the features, bro. Which honestly, I'm gonna bring this up right now. You know, we gonna talk about who had the better feature on CLB and Donda. First off, we're gonna go with Jay-Z, Jail, or Love All on Certified Lover Boy.
I think the Kanye Jay-Z feat, like, okay, that's just like wholesome. Mm-hmm. Straight up, like if you don't like if you don't like that, which the Jay-Z version on the Drake album is not bad, no, at all.
But it's, dude, he gave it 50%.
He's like, oh yeah, 50%. Drake, I got you. How much you running me? How much you running me over? He probably just did. The thing is, like, I feel like all the Kanye features were just like, I want to be on this fucking album.
Yeah, they put passion in their feature for the most part. Drake kind of just fucking, yo, I got an album dropping too. Shit.
Come over here.
So, all right, the answer is at Jail. All right, just off the bat. Lil Baby, we got Hurricane, and then we got Girls Like Girls. I'm going to say something about the Girls Like Girls feature, all right? At least Lil Baby's verse actually, like, when it came to the theme, you know, Drake, he dropped said that you a lesbian, girl, me too. Now it's like that's the sussy. That's the sussy bar. But at least Lil Baby half-assedly, but at least succeeded in bringing out the theme a little better in his verse.
He completed the song.
Yeah, he completed the song. He's like, yo, you're kind of just spit on here. It's boring. At least Lil Baby's like, oh, hold up. Let's cook it up. Let me put the spice in there. You know what I mean? So I'll give him that. But then a hurricane, he came in out of nowhere, fucking went in, did his thing in a way with like the J. Cole verse, and I think too. But Lil Baby, bro, the Girls Like Girls, he was used as a fucking like he relied on the Lil Baby,
Literally,
feature, and that's why that song's doing good. Honestly, like
Lil Baby just kept it to all the goddamn features. Literally, were just like pulled up because you. Like some of them, like the features kind of, because like I think Kanye on some of the songs is like, I'm going to hold back a little bit to highlight the features.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, but that's just like he did that on purpose. Like Drake was literally relying on all these features.
Mm-hmm. So, Donda or CLB Lil Baby verse, what would you choose? Donda. You know, we don't even have to really say this stuff. Lil Durk, we got the Jonah feature. And then we got the In the Bible feature.
I did not like the In the Bible feature. I did not like the Lil Durk song at all.
No, because it's slow and boring.
Yeah, it's literally boring.
Lil Durk is probably the best part of that song.
Literally.
And it's not that great. He did way better on Laugh Now, Cry Later.
If the song was better, because I think Lil Durk could have came and snapped it. It's just like, I didn't, like, it just didn't get me, like,
no.
I wasn't hyped on the Drake part at first.
So
and
boring.
Then I was
So
like,
boring.
Lil Durk came and I'm like, okay, but Donda.
He spit a powerful from the heart verse.
From like actually cared. Like
Mm-hmm. That's I feel like that's the Lil Durk that actually like the Lil Durk that stands out more than on here. He was also used as a fucking ingredient to make the song okay. That's like eating rice and putting salt on it. Lil Durk is the salt. So
Drake needs a salt. Drake needs a salt.
Travis Scott, Praise God or Fair Trade. Now this is honestly, I feel like this is a decent debate because the Travis Scott verse on Certified Lover Boy goes in.
Yeah.
You know, he switches up the song, and you know the Drake verse is not that bad. But at least Travis like fucking goes, he cooks it up a bit, and it's the Travis I feel like we all kind of missed where he just switches up the whole vibe of a song, makes it his own, goes in all crazy.
I think Travis Scott's coming out of off season. Like,
yeah, I think he is. I think he is.
Like he's like, I just made this check with Nike, all this. Like, I gave you Astro. I gave you everything first off.
Astro, like so much, dude. The longevity of Astroworld is something that we really can't deny. Where it's like, and even the Utopia hype, it's like shit. I understand, but I feel like he's, with verses like the one on Fair Trade, pretty decent coming out, and then the Donda one. It's nothing necessarily amazing,
It's just kind of.
It's kind of there.
The Keem though verse on that.
The Keem verse
like,
is what
made that song where I'm like, okay, I'm listening, and then it's like, all right, I'll start listening to Travis one more. I'm like, okay, but I don't even think he had the best verse in that song.
No, it was just kind of there. It kind of goes with the beat, kind of just jiggy, It's kind of an ambient, like you're just kind of there for the atmosphere of the song.
Yeah.
And Travis is filling in the parts that he should to spice it up in his way, but it's not in a necessarily an amazing verse. It's there, So for that, I'm honestly gonna have to give that one to Certified Lover Boy.
I would too,
because it's just he had it evidently better energy, and he's really coming out of off season, like you said.
Literally.
We got Young Thug. You got Remote Control or Way Too Sexy.
Okay, I did not like Way Too Sexy at first.
Yeah.
And then I was like started listening to him more, and I'm like, but I still can't like.
I can't get with the song like that, but
No.
I look at the song as a joke.
Like it'll come on, come on. I'm like,
I mean, that's the thing. Like songs like that is just like, it was just made for the club. It was just made to be that kind of song. Young Thug did his part, Future did his part. Drake was there, like it's kind of like taking two creams of an Oreo and like Drake is the cookie, but you just put the two creams on. the cookie in the middle, you
Yep.
flip it. You know what I mean? That's kind of how that was. Yeah, Thug did his part. Remote Control, he kind of hit him with the thugger spice in a way. You know,
I fuck with remote control.
yeah,
'Cause
it's a groovy song.
It is groovy. But honestly, expected a little more from Thug on both of them. Or at least on one of them.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I think he's saving it up for Punk. So who knows?
He's going to walk out.
Right. So, yeah, I agree with you on that. Like, the remote control one was good. He did his little spice mix up a bit. But, like, I don't think the verse necessarily stands out that much. And that's something I feel like that was disappointing, where it's like, oh, I don't look at Donda for the Thug verse. I don't look at Certified Lover Boy for the Thug verse. I'm a huge Thug fan, too. You know, I love every time Thugger comes on a song. It's usually for the better.
Yeah.
But these ones, it was just like, oh man, he didn't do as much as probably could have done. So what would you choose? I'm not even sure about that. Honestly, I'd probably have to go with Remote Control only because it. You know,
I think Remote Control is like a better song.
It's a better song.
But the
better
thing is,
verse.
like, which one's going to do more numbers?
Well, way too sexy.
Literally. Because
It's that song.
it's just that.
Yeah, you know. So
Can we talk about the Westside Gunn verse? Because he, like, I love that. That song's so good.
Him and Conway had such a. They did their thing on that beat.
For real.
On that song. Like, that was. When we first heard him in the August 5th stream, I was like, dude. Like, I didn't see the July one, so that's why I'm saying the August 5th one. But, like, man. Something hit. If you guys saw the Donda reaction after we saw Soldier Field, went crazy when Westside Gunn came on. I saw him.
Boom, boom.
Boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? I screamed.
And
Oh
that's
my
how you
God.
know, though. When
Westside Gunn.
and he literally was okay. And then
He's doing his thing. It was perfect.
like every time I hear the boom, 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 I get so happy because I know it's just gonna be, especially when he features. Cause
His
like,
voice stands out.
yeah.
And his style stands out.
Yeah. And like it's cool to see him like get like tap in with other artists' sounds, because like his sound like is so unique that it can mesh well with a lot of fucking people, and they still like
True.
tune it into his like style, but like he went boom, 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 boom.
And something about that, kind of going off of that, is if Westside there was a Westside Gunn feature on Certified Lover Boy, it would be a Westside Gunn featuring Drake song. There's,
For real.
you know what I mean,
For
where
real.
Drake has just kind of just been a fucking, he don't got his own style no more. What if he like Westside Gunn got a style
Westside Gunn.
and meshed it with Kanye, what he wanted to do for Donda? Conway went into
Yeah. Look,
something.
but the exact, if there was a feature on CLB, Donda would win. I don't
Donda
even
would've
need
won.
to hear the
True.
Drake song.
True. We got the Kid Cudi, Moon or I Miss You Too, off CLB.
Okay, Moon is like beautiful.
Moon. Yeah, it's beautiful. That's a transcendent song. Like, I feel like you really can't like hate that song.
Can't.
Don Toliver did his thing.
Don Toliver went crazy, and I like when
Kid
Don
Cudi
Toliver
went
does a
too.
good job, because I like his voice. He's got a great
He's been
voice.
killing it recently.
Yeah,
Good song off the Baby Keem album too.
yeah.
I'm like, Don Toliver, okay. And honestly, I wouldn't say I was a hater, but I feel like a lot of people gave him, like, it kind of made him overrated, you know. But I feel like he's what I've been hearing recently.
He's
Yeah.
definitely a good like. Well,
Yeah,
touch.
he's good. Yeah, for sure. I gotta agree with that. Where, so on with Kid Cudi on it, you know, Moon, beautiful, right? But did you hear, like, I Miss You Too? A lot of people been posting that. A lot of people been giving it a lot of love. Honestly, I don't think it's that good. I really don't think it's all that.
I feel like people post it because it's Kid Cudi.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like the only reason is it's just Kid Cudi, and honestly too, Kid Cudi and Drake squashed their beef. They had beef before. Two Birds, One Stone. That was a diss to Kid Cudi, and I guess they made us. I feel like, oh, that was cool. But I heard the song. I'm like, this isn't even Kid Cudi's best. This isn't really Drake's best, and it just really didn't hit like that. And all these people are just posting it. And I feel like the same thing why people are just posting in the Bible. I'm like, there's no way you really like that song. I saw a lot of people post that song on their story. I'm like, dude, you're only posting this for this Lil Durk or Giveon. And I feel like the only reason they were posting this song was just Kid Cudi. There's so many better songs. Or why are you even looking at these? So it's Moon. No, it's Moon. We're just going to adopt that up. But it's like, dude, really? And then they also had just had that Juice WRLD sample in the beginning of that song. Whereas Lil Yachty said, "Moment of silence, R.I.P. to Juice." So what was the better Juice WRLD tribute? What was the better tribute,
He said, "Moment of silence, R.I.P. to Juice." In the middle. Look, that song's so fuck. Okay. Do you like the part? You like that one? I like that one more than part 2, like by so much. Just because I think I love a Yachty verse.
No,
that's
the
like,
Yachty verse. I love to hear Yachty go in again like that.
Like Yachty, because it's just Lil Yachty, and he's just like, he can rap. He can he's been good, and like he's in the sneaker culture. Like he's just
Bro, Yachty's just that dude. It's like, how can you hate him?
You can't.
People gotta remember that, like, these people are people. Lil Yachty, bro, I fuck with him as bro. How can you not fuck with him as a person? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Post Malone, how can you not fuck with him as a person? You don't have to necessarily love their music, but they just they
good person.
They're good people,
Yeah.
bro. It's love. You love to hear him back on shit again. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just showing love.
Right though.
I love that. Yeah. Okay. Because that was probably like first listen through. That was my favorite song.
Really?
Off like just pure hype. Because Moon obviously. Because, but they're two different sounds. But like straight up like rap, which that's okay is harder rap than any song off the Drake album.
It's just in there. It got that beat going in. You're just like, okay, and that's something that I fuck with in Donda a lot. It's just the beats are very kind of, I wouldn't say cult like, but kind of the way that he had a lot of people going around his house and kind of in the song like that.
Yeah.
And it kind of didn't really matter what they were saying because the groove is like there to get you in there, and then you have the rapping on top to just really. Just the cream on top, you know what I mean? It was
the instrument. It's just like a solo. That's what it's supposed to be. Which I think Kanye, Drake, when he's singing, I do like how it goes like someone. Okay, we're not gonna name names, but someone didn't like Drake singing. Okay, and I'm like, that's Drake. How? Okay, Drake. Look. Drake went from Degrassi.
Yep.
To showing he can sing and rap. That came as a duo. That didn't come like separately. That was just like, that's Drake. That's Drake's sound. I like when Drake sings. I think a lot of people like when Drake sings. You can have your opinion, but that's damn near Drake. So don't listen to the album if you don't want to hear him sing. Because what are you expecting?
That's true though. You're right. Yeah. I feel like a lot of the if you listen to Drake's good shit, a lot of stuff that stands out is the ones where he's singing. And then the rapping is kind of a part of it that he puts in there just to push it a bit, Yeah. And I feel like that's why Erase My Mind was actually really good because it started off as a nice ambient Drake singing again, like groovy, and then the second half, he just spitting. And there's some bars in that song that I'll genuinely say that were like, yeah, I'm hearing this song. I'm like, there's the Drake that I actually fucked with. Why isn't there more of this in this fucking album?
Because he damn near did. So how many songs? There's like 21 songs on that. I think there's 24 on Donda.
21, 24, 20, like 7.
Yeah. But
So
if you
23,
include
I think.
Wait, 23, yeah,
Yeah.
if you include the part 2.
Yeah.
But
27 if you include the part 2s, 23. I'll say 23.
do you think Drake, like, put in filler?
Most definitely. And that's probably definitely part of the, streaming and numbers. He's just trying to get as much numbers as he can. Drake, he doesn't even have to try that hard to do it, too. Sure, he got the most streams any album on Spotify. Cool. But what do you expect? Because this should be the obvious answer of streams don't fucking matter, bro. Hits don't matter, but the longevity and the art of the music does. And it's just common sense. We shouldn't have to be saying that as like something that's different, because that's just common sense. Drake just put out numbers. Kanye put out art in a way where he actually had some stuff that he really hasn't talked about in a way that he hasn't before. We've heard songs about his mom, sure, but not like a whole. This is kind of going into his mind a bit in a way. Literally. Where it's like it's songs of his mind. I'm not trying to get all fake deep or like try to make it go deeper than it is, but at least you can see that Kanye put some effort into showing that and to push his sound a bit, because there's songs on there where the reason why I was fucking with it a lot is because it's like, have you kind of noticed how I feel like every time like The Life of Pablo, when that dropped, it was kind of like a lot of the sound behind it was kind of setting a landscape for rap at that time. That's why I feel like Donda is here, because it takes a lot of like, it takes modern rappers now. We got like some newer ones like Fivio Foreign and Baby Keem, Don Toliver, like the artists of like, today.
Yep.
And he like brought more out of them to kind of get to the level in a way where Kanye's at. But even they were probably better. They outshined Kanye on those songs too, That's something Drake didn't do in his album.
He didn't do shit.
He didn't do shit.
He was like,
just
look, I need
on.
you.
Yeah.
I need you. Kanye's like, hey, you want to like work on some shit?
Dude, I would have never heard a fucking verse like from Fivio Foreign if it wasn't from Donda like that. And he's dropped a couple of them.
Listen to it again.
Even he put on Cudi in the way that Cardi's been doing it, He's actually like taking artists and putting them in there for reasons. Where Drake, he just needs them. And it's just that it's sad to watch on Drake's end.
100%.
And it's also so stupid how these CLB over Donda motherfuckers don't see that. It's just
Like, I feel like Kanye doesn't have he's obviously wealthy enough where he doesn't have to care about music, and that's the main reason I think Drake doesn't care, is because he's just loaded now, and he probably has so many.
He's loaded to his standard.
Yeah.
Where it's like Kanye's actually like genuinely dedicated to, pushing the limit more.
Drake's the hooper that pulls up to pick up in a jersey with an arm sleeve.
It's just Drake. What happened?
That's Drake.
Like, and another thing too. Look, this summer we've been getting some great albums. And I'm just gonna list a couple of off that are better than CLB. We're gonna go first off. The Fool by Blade is better than Certified Lover Boy. Blade made an album better than Drake. We're gonna go with Tyler the Creator, an obvious album better than Certified Lover Boy on so many fronts.
There was a song off Certified Lover Boy that had a little Baudelaire sound to it, I thought.
Oh, which one?
I can't remember. I was literally just listening to it. Keep talking. I'm going to find it.
We got Trippie Redd, who I'd never think I'd hear myself say this, but I enjoyed Trippie Redd's album more than I enjoyed Certified Lover Boy.
Race My Mind?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I could fuck with.
Like, it's kind of like that. Travelish.
Yeah. Though that's what I'm saying. 40, bro. 40 on the fucking production again. I could tell, I could. That was some Drake that's like every time they work together, crazy. Goes good. What's another album that was just better than CLB? We just going, dude, fucking Ken Carson, bro. I liked his album more than Drake's did. And y'all talking about all these, y'all talking about CLB versus Donda. He's named out 4 albums that were better than Drake's album.
That no one's talking compared. I don't get how people aren't compared. Look, I think, look. But that's what pisses me off because people still be like, no, it's better. But it's like, all right, let's take away the whole Donda. Like, let's say Donda never came out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just those albums. The Drake album, I'm not listening to today.
Straight up.
But I am listening to the Drake
We're
album.
listening to it because, honestly, that's another thing, too. I gotta say, this whole beef, the Kanye-Drake beef again, just like how it's gotten, like, stirring up the fire again. Man, music has not been this engaging in a minute.
So long.
So, honestly, I'm here for it. But it's a bit unfortunate that Drake has to use that to help his case and for just his ego and his music. Whereas at least Kanye, he didn't. At least he like took the beef. He set it aside. Donda stayed the project that he was working on. He didn't put nothing in there.
100%.
The Life of the Party song that Drake later released or leaked on his own thing, that was the only time he actually talked about it. And we'll bring that up in a bit. But at least, but Drake is kind of relying on that because that's the only thing that he has to really update us on because there's no new sound or anything like that we heard. And the only times that maybe we heard some old Drake or anything that was reminiscent of good Drake, it was outshined by fluff and boring shit. The Life of the Party song, where this is the thing about the Life of the Party leak that, well, first off, Drake really dropped the best song of the year and it wasn't his own song. And he dropped a song that I feel like the diss was way better than 7 a.m. on Brittle Path, which I won't lie about the things about what he said, give that address to your driver and make it a destination instead of a post for desperation or something like that. Kanye was kind of petty for posting his address. I'll say that. But that was the only thing where it's like, okay, that's the only good jab you have at him, where Kanye just kind of, he just told it as it was, bro, And that was the only time that he actually, if this song was on Donda, it honestly could have taken a lot of the Donda buzz away, whereas it's like Donda can have more longevity with that song not being on it, because at least it's not just, oh, this was something that you had to be there or understand for, because at the end of the day, diss tracks are just gonna fade over time. Andre 3000 really did, like, his verse was really good in a way where he actually dove deep in
that song was good.
Dude, because he had some I wrote it down right here. He was kind of rapping in a way where he was kind of talking to Donda and saying that he was being lost without his mom, some stuff like that, and those things were prevalent in there. And then Kanye also got he brought some more kind of confession to his mom, right? Yeah. That was the thing where I was a little bit like, why didn't we hear that more on Donda?
Because I think Donda still had to kind of appeal to streams, which is sad. Like, if you let Kanye just go crazy, like, if you really have no label, like, that would be a fucking movie. Like, if you just let Kanye really, like, but I think he had almost all creative control over Donda.
Yeah.
But, like, I think he even knows, like, I still have to make sure that this is going to do numbers.
Well, I feel like this could have done numbers in a way where it's because it's Andre 3000, and a lot of the flows he had were honestly reminiscent of old Kanye, and the wordplay worked really well, where that could have really helped with making it more clear that he's actually is kind of tapping back into his older style to make his music better and also push his sound too. Yep. So I don't know, that if he had more songs like that on Donda, I think a lot of the argument where people are like, oh, he doesn't even bring up his mom that much in Donda, it could have probably been faded away a bit. But I don't think that necessarily makes the album worse or better, but could have shifted it to like, oh, maybe a more clear image of what he was going for.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know what Drake was thinking of putting that song out on his stream, because that helped Kanye's case more than Drake's. Like, that's a really...
Why do you think he did that?
I don't know. Because I think that he thought that maybe him putting it out would be like, kind of like a Lift Yourself. You remember when he put out Lift Yourself? Now he couldn't use the beat. There was that, right? But in this one, it was more, he put out a solid Andre 3000 verse, a really solid Kanye verse, and the jabs he was taking at Drake were pretty good, pretty funny. And then he played the 7 a.m. on Brittle Path after that, where it's like, bro, that's your own song. Doesn't... I think he was trying to show that his diss playing on the latter half, like, made it look like he won the diss, trade-off or whatever. But it's like, look, this song is evidently better and more personal and more introspective than any song off Certified Lover Boy. Where it just proves it's Donda over CLB in a debate where you really just can't debate these two albums. And that's why we have to, that's kind of why we came on here, just to show that you really can't debate these two albums head and head, because there's a lot of stuff about Donda that CLB is nowhere near, doesn't have, and there are qualities and appeals to CLB that Donda doesn't have. Because why? They're two different albums.
They're two like completely different. Like you're saying like CLB purely goes for like streams.
It's got to, bro. Like, cause what is he bringing new to the table? What sounds is he bringing? He isn't bringing much. He isn't bringing enough back where it's like, okay, Drake, you're pushing yourself forward. Tyler has been in the game for 10 years, and he Call Me If You Get Lost still pushes his sounds and puts more of a clear picture to who he is.
Yeah.
Drake has also been in the game for quite some years now, and he is burnt out. When he said 45-44 burnt out in the Trippie Redd song as a diss to Kanye, honestly, he 34. He burnt out. What he doing? Drake is just kind of doing himself dirty because he doesn't really got it anymore. Himself.
He really
He's blaming himself.
And then the funny thing is, like, it's not like it's gonna be long until he's that age. And either, like, anyways, like, he's already old and burnt out and just like already so like it's Drake. Like at the end of the day,
Drake. It's
like he has a definition to his name. Like where you know what you're getting, you know what it's gonna be, it's nothing. It's just streams.
Because that's just what it's kind of. It's just kind of led to now, and it sucks because, bro, when Drake, like 2015 Drake and earlier, is a completely different Drake. That like I'm putting on them albums and I'm loving it. What happened? Money, streams. Bro is burnt out. What stories does he have to tell? Kanye still has stories to tell. He still goes and learns through shit all the time. Yeah. Drake, what is he learning from? What is he updating from? Why is he here? Why is Drake here? And honestly, that's just what we ended at. This has been the 1420 Music talk discussion on Donda versus CLB. The debate that really shouldn't exist, and that is the point of why we are here. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.